Okay, hi, Paul Slack is Good News Planet. I'm here with Katlean DeMonchy. I'm never ever here with Katlean. I'm on the phone with her, I'm at events with her, but I've never been on a bus with her.
Yes, welcome to the ride right here in Fashion Week at Lincoln Center. And this is a phenomenal bus that we've turned into the world's first mobile lounge. So the idea was to take people from Lincoln Center, where half of the shows are, and take them down to Milk Studios. Now we're going to Dio Kleppo, and then on these incredible screens that you see here, there's 24 of them. Awesome, huh? Have this immersive experience where they can actually learn about all the newest sensors, how the Internet of Things is affecting things, and how there's a true convergence between fashion and technology that is going to be happening in 2015. So it's a very good time for both industries.
What's going to be happening on this ride?
On this ride, people are going to be warm, for one thing. That's the good news. And then they're going to learn about some of the new technology. We have it in 8 different sectors. So far, everyone's really enjoyed it. It's been interesting to see the reaction. We're going to learn about the world's first skin coach, your own personal skin coach, where you can actually check out your skin on a daily basis and learn how to improve it, and through crowdsourced information, compare yourself to other people who are similar in age to you throughout the world. Really interesting new innovation. We're also going to learn about Project Runway and some of the designers, a new incredible sewing machine, how it now actually has an LCD screen, and if you're able to draw it, you're able to scan it and make it and embroider it, like this wonderful jacket that I have. It's called the Dream Machine, and it's only $14,000, and it's worth every cent. According to Consumer Digest, it's one of the best new sewing machines around.
When can I go and get the New York City bus behind me and get Katlean in front of me? This is a good thing.
So this is a lot of fun. So we're so happy that you're here with us in this warmer weather as compared to outside, and I hope you enjoy our show, Paul.
Okay, we will. Thanks.
We're so happy that you're all here with us for the world's first mobile lounge. So as you probably all know, there's a big convergence that's happening between fashion and tech. How many of you have wearables or considered having a wearable? So there's a lot of cool stuff that's happening. I mean, you'll see, and we're going to learn so much about our health, maybe too much even sometimes. But it's all about being in control of our destiny, whether it's our skin, our health, even the colors that we wear. So it's a really interesting time. So I'm happy you're all here. Thank you. How many of you watch Project Runway? Everybody, right? So I'm wearing a wonderful jacket that was made on one of the Brothers sewing machines. And Brothers is the official sewing and embroidery machine of Project Runway. And they have an awesome machine. I was recently at the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas, and Brother had a booth, and that's where I saw the embroidery, and I said, oh my goodness, I didn't know that we made embroidery like that in the United States. You always think of embroidery being made in France or being made in Italy, so that's what made me really excited. So I reached out to them and learned a lot about their machines, and you're going to see here, you see these screens? So you're going to have an immersive experience. I'm going to tell you a little bit about wearables. So let's start with fashion, because it's appropriate, right? Here we are. So let's first talk about Fashion Week and the fact that Project Runway is such an exciting show. You know, they now have spin-offs as well, right? In addition to Project Runway, there's also Project Runway All-Stars and Project Runway Threads. So this week, Brother is starting a campaign, Brother Loves Fashion, celebrating the designer in you. And if you haven't paid much attention to sewing machines, well, you're going to be shocked at the high-tech advances in the latest machines. At the recent Consumer Electronics Show, they introduced their top-of-the-line machine. It's called the Dream Machine, and you'll see why in a second. It embroiders, it sews, it quilts, and it even does craft work. Now, how is it different from other ones? Well, they have something called My Design Center, which has an it's been enhanced to integrate the industry's first Innovo Eye technology. It's like having a built-in camera. See it there? You see that LCD screen right at your fingertips, all without a PC. So now you can scan, you can turn it into an embroidery, you can stitch. That means you don't need a PC. You have it all at your fingertips, and you can create your runway designs. So if you can draw it, you can scan it, guess what? You can stitch it. And you saw that LCD screen. It is the largest one of its kind. It comes with 40 preloaded tutorial videos, and you can just plug your own videos and your music. The most noteworthy thing about this new machine is the fact that Consumer Digest has declared the Dream Machine a Best Buy, and as you know, that's a really big achievement. We think that everyone who's ever tried to sew or embroider anything will want to know about how Brother has advanced the industry. The Dream Machine will set you back $14,000, and that is indeed a Best Buy for a machine that can do all those things. So what do we think about my jacket made on this machine? Pretty beautiful, right? I don't get to keep it though. That's no fun, right? Okay, so let's do a tweet for Brother. Okay, at Brother Sews is their handle. Whoops. And tell them how cool we think the Dream Machine is. We love that LCD screen. Next. Well, with fashion comes music, right? If you go to any fashion show, you want to hear music. And music really adds life to any event and to any space. One thing you're going to notice at Fashion Week is how important it is, and that's why I'm sharing a company called Forest with you. They've created a way for all of us to do something that used to only be possible for a very few, and that's have streaming music throughout our homes, our workplaces, always synchronized perfectly, looseless music. And it's not just the music you own, but the music online as well, like Pandora and very soon Spotify, and thousands of others of online music systems from around the world. You don't have to buy a new stereo. You can just plug in this sleek black receiver, which turns your current stereo system into an unlimited music streaming machine. It works with Bluetooth, Apple's AirPlay, and the technology called DTS Play-Fi. When you see Play-Fi logo, you know you're getting the best in looseless audio system, and because there are thousands of Play-Fi sites, that's pretty much an unlimited supply of music. And let me tell you, Forest is pretty well priced too. The entry-level Forest is under $200, so really good sound, really great looking, which matters to fashionistas, and at a great price. The next innovation that I want to tell you, you're seeing it, you're hearing about it here first, but guess what? This is coming out around May, so you're really getting a sneak peek at a new company that's called Oku. That's spelled O-K-U. You know how we all wish we had our own personal trainer? Well, now you can have your own personal coach for your skin. So let's take a look at Oku. It is pretty awesome stuff, and the people behind it make it even more interesting. So as I mentioned, it's the world's first personal coach. It's an iPhone connected sensor that scans your skin, looking at all kinds of conditions and potential problems. It tells you about moisture, texture, wrinkles, yes, even wrinkles. And it gives your skin a score based on its overall condition. Best of all, it can give you advice and about what to do and how to make your skin feel better. It comes with its own docking station, and you can pre-order it now for $250 in the spring. It'll be $300 when it comes out, and they're also anticipating an Android version later on this year. So does anyone have a question for me on Oku? Kind of an interesting concept, right? You can order it now. You can order it now at getoku.com for $250, and it'll be $300. The people behind Oku also own another company called My Skin. And for the and for the last 7 years, they've been working with dermatologists. They're Harvard-trained doctors, and they have looked into more than 175,000 different creams from all over the world. And so what's really interesting is they have all this information, but in addition to that, when you enter and you do your profile, if you want to see how you compare to other people who are similar to you, you'll get that information. You obviously don't have to do that. And if you want to share your real age, they will compare you to other people your age and tell you how good you look or how you need a little more work. So it's really interesting. So many times, I don't know if you've had this experience, you go to a cosmetic counter and you ask one salesperson for information. She tells you one thing. You go and you ask another person, they tell you something else. You're totally confused. You're the same person. Now they're selling you 3 different products. You get home, you've wasted, one doesn't work, it's under the sink, and you waste all this money. So what Oku is hoping to do is really democratize and make you able to get real information so you can make real decisions, and in fact buy fewer products, but buy the right ones. And you'll be able to choose through your profile what type of products you want, whether you want drugstore ones, more expensive ones, you're open to all of the above. So your budget is also in consideration as well. So it's really a company to check out and follow, Oku. Our next items are all about parents and kids and health. So if you're not a parent, but maybe you're a kid, you'll be interested. Anyway, your child's primary caregiver, that starts before birth. And Intel is now supporting the technology behind Baby Guard, which is a wearable baby wrap that can monitor the health of unborn babies. Because sometimes an expectant mom, you don't want to have to wait until the next sonogram or checkup to know what's going on. It's a working prototype, but could become a product real soon. So very interesting. The next one, this Kinsa smartphone thermometer. If you've ever had a kid, it's a real drag taking a temperature. So it plugs into the headphone jack of your iPhone or your Samsung Galaxy Android phone. You can track your child's temperature or a grown-up's temperature over time to see if they're getting better. It's about $30 and you can buy it at Amazon.com. Narrative clip. I don't know how many of you have heard of the narrative clip, but I'm all about video storytelling, and I have been a Google Glass Explorer. So I love, what I don't like is when I miss an image, right? So the narrative clip, which you see right here, which is really a little bit larger than a quarter, you can wear it on your turtleneck, you could wear it on your pocket, and it takes pictures all day long. You can obviously shut it off when you want to. If you put it in your purse or you put it in a dark space, it shuts it off. But you never have to worry about missing those moments. This is a very innovative Swedish company. It's called Narrative Clip. So it is your storytelling friend, and it is affordably priced, under $200. Smartwatches. Well, the year 2015 is going to be the year, the battle of the smartwatches. It's really a historic year. You know, we've seen the return of the wristwatch as a fashion statement, and really, of course, they're here to keep track of our health, our schedules, pretty much our every move. Here's the G Watch. It's an Android-powered, always-on display, but it goes a full day on one battery charge, which is really great. Water and dust resistant. It can learn to anticipate what you need, weather reports, flight information, all kinds of things. You can ask it, for example, okay, Google, what time does the Michael Kors show start? Meanwhile, Samsung has also entered the fray with 2 different models, the Gear S and the Gear Fit. The Gear S has a huge 2-inch display, which means you can scroll through messages and Facebook notifications more easily. You can also make calls and text directly from this watch without your phone nearby. How cool is that? The Gear Fit is aimed at the exercise market with lots of fitness tracking options, and you can get notifications, but you still need a companion Android phone to make it worthwhile. The Gear S is about $200. The Gear Fit's $120. So it's really an interesting time to think about how our wrists, how we're getting information on our wrists, and pretty soon you'll also see it in rings. There's a company called Ringly that has a ring where you can see all your texts in your hand. So when you're in a meeting, you don't have to be like, you can just kind of look like this and you can see what's going on and then decide where you want to go from there. So really a lot of interesting innovation. How many of you have smartwatches? Or how many of you are interested? Or you've heard of the Apple smartwatch about to come out? We don't know when, and we don't know the price, of course. It's always top secret. Okay, so the next segment is called Know Your Body, and really take health in your own hands. So what we're seeing is we're getting to know more and more about our bodies, so much so that we're now seeing ingestibles, which there's a company called Proteus, that's spelled Proteus, and they're calling it sensors. You swallow this little sensor in a pill. The sensor's so small that they put it inside a pill, so you're actually swallowing the sensor. Look at this. How cool is that? The sensor is powered by acid in your stomach, and it sets info to a patch on your skin, which then communicates to your smartphone. In the future, this might be how doctors monitor our health. Can you imagine that? By having us swallow a diagnostic gadget as small as the grain of sand. Whoa. Next is something Google's working on, a contact lens that can measure the sugar in your blood, tell you when it's too high or too low. Google says that about 400 million diabetics could benefit from this kind of lens, which they say will also be made in colors, so they can also, it also will look good. Muse, this is a very interesting company. I met this woman about 2.5 years ago. I thought, quite honestly, she was cuckoo. I really thought she was nuts. But guess what? She's raised over 20 million. She's no longer nuts in my eyes. She's a true visionary. She had a big booth at the Consumer Electronics Show, and Muse is a pretty cool company. It's a headband, and what it does is it measures brain activity, and it reportedly is very accurate. So it measures focus and concentration. So this is very valuable. So imagine if you're a boss, what you're thinking, wow, right? We're going to be more productive. However, if you've got a boss, you're probably thinking, uh-oh. Right? Uh-oh. Now, how many of you have headsets?
Headsets?
Everybody. How many of them are black?
Black or white?
How many of you get bored with them? Fashionistas, I think we like to change, right? So I met a woman named Marta Hall. She is the designer of Velodyne. It's Velodyne. And check out these skins, baby. They are fabulous. For $20, you can change the product is a darn good product. It's a $300 headset.
Yeah, I have those.
Okay. And her husband is a genius engineer. He created the Google car. But her design sense is so much fun. And I just had to share this with you because you don't have to be bored anymore. Look at all the different prints that you can have. I just love this. This is Velodyne. Cool, right? Okay, so now let's get back to fashion. When you walk down the streets, it seems like everyone is listening to phones and headphones, and so that's why these are called headphone skins, by the way. And you can find them online at velodyne.com. Okay, let's talk about the next wave of fitness clothing. Have you heard about the fact that sensors are now coming in our clothing? Do you know that? And that we can know more and more about ourselves. So we're going to be able to diagnose how we run. Our shoes now can tell us, I mean, if we're a serious runner, that really matters, right? So you can choose and select, not just go get any old ordinary shoe, but you can really learn more about you. So this is called the quantified self, is the name of the trend or the movement. So you're quantifying and you're getting a lot of information about yourself, so you can in essence become your own doctor. You don't always have to depend on somebody else. You can get that information that you need. Under Armour is in this business. They've just bought one of the companies. I think a company called Hexoskin might be the next one. Pierre is a Canadian who's a genius and who has biometrics built into his shirts. So let me show you a little bit about what this means to us. It's really, really very, very cool. iFit is a company that has a whole ecosystem. When I'm asked about wearables, who's going to last, who's going to stay, who's going to go? Well, iFit can monitor how you sleep. They can even monitor, here you see what you should be drinking. And they give you that information. Here's the shoe that in fact has the sensors in it. And then here's the wearable. Because they have so many programs and they own Nordic Track, for example, you can go in and you can pretend that you are running in the Boston Marathon, jogging in the Tour de France, keep yourself motivated, see how you're doing today as you compare to yesterday. So you really get a lot of that information, which is what we call the quantified self. So very, very interesting area. And if I had to bet who's going to stay and who isn't, I would bet on those who have the whole ecosystem. And this brings me to a wearable that really makes your body part of the Internet of Things. And that is the Knee Me. And this is perfect for Valentine's Day if you're looking for something. Did you know that it memorizes your heartbeat? Which, by the way, did you know, because I didn't know this, that each one of our heartbeats is unique? And we're going to be able to use our heartbeat, our signature, to open doors. No more keys. How awesome is that? I'm sick of losing my keys. How about you? How many times have you like, uh-oh, I forgot my keys? Well, yeah, welcome to the new world. There's some really interesting stuff going on. So this company is called Nimee, N-I-M-E-E. And it is really, really interesting because it memorizes your heartbeat, which is unique to you. And it is as unique as your fingerprint. And so because of Nimee, you can send the OK to signal things you want to unlock, your car door, your computer password, your hotel room, anything that needs a password. It doesn't matter if you've been running around drinking coffee, if your heartbeat is up or down, it still knows it's you. So if you're having trouble remembering all those passwords, raise your hand if that's your case. Take heart, no pun intended, because in the near future, your heart may unlock all those things for you. And what better way to end this week's story than about our heart? So happy Valentine's Day, everybody. It's almost here.
Thank you. Happy Valentine's
Thank you.
Day.
So pretty interesting stuff, right? That's going on.
Real impressive.
This is so
Right? Yeah, there are a number of companies who are working with our locks. Apparently that's one of the big things. We leave our keys, so that there are ways through the internet that you can unlock your door. You can obviously watch your pets, watch your kids.
so smart
to see,
take
right?
off.
Yeah, so you can always check in, or if you want to turn down the air conditioning, you can do that. Have you heard of a company called Nest? It's been recently purchased by Google. And it allows you from anywhere in the world to remotely control your temperature in your house. So pretty soon we can, actually the technology is there for you to start your cooking when you're not in your house. How about that? I don't know if I recommend that, but imagine. There are sensors that you can put in your refrigerators that know that if your milk is like beyond like a quarter, it sends you a text message to remind you to buy milk. It's all here. You'll get your best. Your refrigerator will be saying, "Hey, I'm hungry. It's empty. Time to buy everything."
A month later, it's still empty. My refrigerator is always
Your refrigerator is always empty. Well, it'll know you're empty. So it won't be reminding you. But a mom who has 4 kids, you know.
At least somebody will text me.
It'll text you, start eating.
Yeah.
Are you not hungry? You'll feel like, what are you, my mother or something?
Anything expensive or won't text me back, so.
Well, thank you all. I wanted to remind you that you are on the ride. So if we could send a little love to the ride. And this is Fashion X Tech. And I'm at Katlean. My handle is at Katlean. I better not get too fat with that name. I'm the lean cat at Katlean. And I thank you all for joining us today.